Peter Dinklage is one of the main characters on Game of Thrones. He's awesome on Game of Thrones. He plays the role of Tyrion, and he's even more awesome in real life. Now, he is working alongside animal rights activists because of the issue of people going out and purchasing husky dogs because they want a dog that looks like the direwolves of Game of Thrones. Okay?
People are so goofy.
People are goofy. Now, huskies are beautiful dogs, so there's always some demand for them anyway, but because of Game of Thrones, that demand certainly increased. Now, unfortunately, people were buying these dogs and then not realizing just how much of a responsibility it is. So now animal shelters are noticing an increase in huskies that were abandoned. So Peter Dinklage wanted to say something about this. He said, not only does this hurt all the deserving homeless dogs waiting for a chance at a good home in shelters, but shelters are also reporting that many of these huskies are being abandoned, as often happens when dogs are bought on impulse without understanding their needs. He also says, if you're going to bring a dog into your family, make sure that you're prepared for such a tremendous responsibility, and remember to always, always adopt from a shelter. I love Peter Dinklage.
Okay, so so do I. In fact, in the last Game of Thrones review we did on What the Flick, we talked a lot about Peter Dinklage, and I think what a difference he's made to little people and how they're perceived in just that role alone, and let alone all the other great work that he's done. And his full name is Tyrion Lannister. Or is he really a Lannister? Watch the last review we did on youtube.com/whattheflickshow. In fact, we'll put the link down below because he might actually be a Targaryen. Okay, it's not a spoiler, just watch it and you'll see what we're talking about. Anyway, I think this whole story is wrong. The reason that a husky demand is going up is because of Wolfpack. Everybody's going to wolf-pack.com.
Everyone,
and
it's the talk of the town.
Okay, and that's really what's happening. But if I'm gonna make one serious point about this, is should you adopt from a shelter? Of course. I'm kind of.
Dogs are so sweet. I mean, look, some of them have been abused and they have some behavioral problems, and so it might be a little more difficult to train them and all that. So I get that, right? But there's so many sweet dogs out there that need a home. Like the idea of and look, I don't want anyone who has purchased a dog to think I'm like sitting here judging you and wagging my hand at you or finger at you. But just if you're thinking about owning a pet or a dog, just go to a shelter. Just check a shelter out first, and then make a decision.
I actually don't. I'm going to go way further than you. The people who care about the lineage of the dog, aren't they kind of dog racist?
That's hilarious.
Right? Like, why do you care if it's a Maltese this or a Falcon that or whatever the hell it is? And like, no, it's got to be this or that. No, just go to find a nice dog, love it. Okay, those dogs are going to get killed. So go to the shelter. And I did the same thing here. Kiki Cat, our cat, is from a shelter.
Yeah.
And now look, I get there's a slight downside. They're like, oh, he's a kitten, and he was for like a day. He was a kitten, and then he became full grown the next day. So obviously he was a little older than they let on. That's okay. He's a cute cat. It's fine, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely one of the downsides because I don't know if it's all shelters, but I certainly had that experience as well, where I was like, I just want to make sure that Charlie doesn't get too big. Like I want him to they lie.
Okay,
they're like, no, he's already full grown.
But the people who work in shelters are also the best people on earth.
They are. They just want to make sure they find a home for these dogs.
They always know. Like you said, you got the DNA test on your dog. They don't always know.
That's true.
They're kind of going off of what they best know. They're not. I don't know what they're professionals in the realm of, but they work at a shelter. They get dogs that come from wherever, and they don't have a background on this dog. They tell you the best they know. And Cenk, I'm disappointed in you. This fake populism about dogs and get it from a shelter, they're gonna die. I know what you say behind closed doors about dogs. You don't really like dogs, that's why you have a cat. He's trying to take
dogs
this.
Are so
He's trying to take this and move it along.
This guy,
I know how
trying
he
to give me
feels.
the title of dog hater. No, you gotta own it, man. You own that title now. He's got the belt. Don't believe the hype.
Get it from a shelter, they're gonna die.
JR, okay, listen to me. If there's one thing I know, it's that
animals are innocent.
They are. Look at the cute doggies behind you.
That's right. So to review, Peter Dinklage is awesome. Go to a pet shelter and wolf-pack.com. Help us build independent media together. Come join us, tytnetwork.com/join.